If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 57 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. Today we got transfer targets at the start of Season 3. We're in the Championship now, so we need to start picking up some players of Championship level quality. Unfortunately, we've lost two players between Season 2 and Season 3. Michael Nelson and Luke Chadwick have both retired, so unfortunately they've moved on. However, we have of course gotten O'Halloran in on a pre-contract. We signed him in January in the previous transfer window. He is now in with us and can play a variety of positions actually, if I just show you that. Left mid, right mid and up top, which is decent, good pace, and of course we'll see him in closer detail in a squad report that we'll do on Monday. I've also had a new player come in called Arse, as far as I can make out. Arche. I put a contract offer in for him last season when I was trying to use up all of the remaining wage budget, and I offered for 5 or 6, maybe even 10 plus different players. Heard nothing back from any of them. Started Season 3 and he was just in my squad, so he must have accepted the contract we offered him. And actually now, after having a closer look at his stats and seeing the sort of budget we've got to spend this year, I don't think I want him. I think I might move him on and use the money that we got him in on a free, so I might try and sell him on and actually add to our budget. As you can see here, we've actually, for the first time in a while, or first time this series, got a half-decent budget. However, as you saw from the squad screen, we are very, very low on numbers in the squad, and at the end of last season, we did struggle with injuries and came close to almost not being able to field a team and bench because we were missing so many players through injury. So now that we've got this first larger amount of money, what I'm going to do is put it all in wages and try and just bulk out the squad numbers-wise, try and sign players that are, if I go to the shortlist, trying to sign players that are free agents and occasionally perhaps the odd loan. But I am looking to now bulk out the squad with players of better quality than what we've already got. And now we have about 40,000 to spend wage-wise, perhaps even a little bit more. If I put, I don't know how to pronounce this. I do apologise. It's Juan Carlos. So, Juan Carlos Arche or Arse. I presume it's Arche, but unfortunately I can't sell him on at the minute because he's a brand new signing, but I can list him on loan and that might free up some wage budget, and then when he comes back a little bit later in the season or next season, then we can sell him on and use that money. In fact, I may even change that for short loan, and then we could sell him in January perhaps. So wrong man, there we go. Remove from loan list, set for short loan, and that way he'll come back for the January transfer window, and then we could maybe sell him on. Because, as you can see, £40,692 to spend. This video will probably be a little bit lengthy, considering the large amount of players we have here in the shortlist. A few are free agents, a few are players I'm looking to bring in on loan, and obviously the ones that are wanting to become on loan are the ones that already are at clubs. And we'll have a close look. A few of these players are being scouted. A few, like some of the free agents from various different countries, I can't actually assign a scout to because everybody's busy and they can't travel abroad. So I may have to look at buying a new scout, but I might want to just use all of my funds to bring in players on frees and loans, etc. So we are looking for a goalkeeper. We're looking at Ales Hruska here, as you can see. He's got decent stats, very good kicking, decent reflexes and handling. His positioning and diving aren't the best, but probably would be better than the guy we've got at the minute, Abogo. Also looking at Mohamed Sobi, he's 34 years of age, but age isn't really that much of an issue for goalkeepers this year, which is good. Their stats continue to rise, actually, until they hit 35, 36. So he could do a job for us, and as you can see, his stats are a little bit better in the positioning and diving scenario, but not quite as good handling-wise. Perhaps it depends what the actual in particular stat is, but his reflexes are a lot better. His positioning is better as well. So I'm not sure of those two, but one of them I will definitely try and bring in. Again, it comes down to wages, but we do have a decent amount to spend. Obviously, I may look to move on Richard Tate and bring in another right back. We've got obviously Richard Tate and Matteo Lanzoni at the minute, but we're looking at a few players here that are on free, like Mario Pineda and Rodrigo Cuba. Cuba. He's Peruvian, I believe. I might be wrong in saying that he is. So we'd have Ivan Santalan and Rodrigo Cuba perhaps as starting wing backs because they're both Peruvian, and
very fast here, Rodrigo Cuba. Pineda not quite as fast, but better defensively in the tackle, which might be more suitable, and he's stronger as well, which might suit the English game a little bit better. And I think actually he might be Peruvian as well. No, he's Ecuadorian, I apologise. But also looking at loan players for that position, perhaps Hector Bellerin from Arsenal or Saidi Janko from Manchester United, either of which would be very good for the level we're playing at right now. Looking at centre-backs, of course, like I say, we lost Michael Nelson because he retired. We've obviously still got Josh Coulson, and we've still got Paul Downing, our main centre-back that we got in a pre-contract last year. But I do want to add, if not one, but two centre-backs. So we're looking at a few here. A few of the loan options are, of course, Tyler Blackett, as you can see here. I believe there was one more loan option, was there? There wasn't. The rest of the free agents. So we got Luis Kanga, as you can see here. Good tackling stats, decent strength, decent stamina as well, crucially. And not the fastest, but not too slow. Then we've got someone like Lucio Emmanuel Cardoso, who's got a lot of pace and good in the tackle as well. He's probably one of my favourites from the set we have here. And then you've got Miguel Araujo, who's probably similar in stats to Luis Kanga, actually, with good in the tackle. These all of the players, effectively, I'm looking at right now, are better than what we've currently got. And then you've got Andy Morozo. He's 30 years of age, so he's experienced, but great pace and solid strength, as well as being good in the tackle, as you can see there, 67 to 77. So I might bring in 2 or 3 of these. I haven't decided yet. I may even move out some of the players we've already got and bring in even more of these free agents, and really try and bulk up on players that are a lot better than what we've currently got. Again, great strength from Alejandro Milian, so and good shot power as well, weirdly, for a centre-back, so maybe we could play him at CDM as well. Has he got ability? Yeah, he does have the ability to play at centre-mid, so he could be a very good utility player as well, and actually that would be a very good signing, so I may definitely look at him. Also looking at a left-back in Gula Foro. May look to move on Greg Taylor, because of course Ivan Santalan is our number 1 right-back, and Foro, the Hungarian, would be better than Greg Taylor, so maybe move him on and bring him in. Now we are looking for midfielders as well, both centre mids and out wide. Ahmed Fatih is 31 years of age, but does have very good stats for the level we would be at. As you can see, very good in the pass, decent-ish in the tackle, good shot power, good strength as well, which could be vital for the championship. Again, we're looking at Hankuk Jung, who we did look at a South Korean centre-back last year. Now we're looking at a South Korean centre-mid, and he's kind of, all of these CDMs are kind of not standout in CDM, but decent enough. As you can see, better in the tackle, Hankuk Jung, than Ahmed Fatih. But Connor Richardson is a player that does look very good in the pass and has some pace about him as well. Could get him on loan from Southampton. And I don't believe his wages are that much at all either, about $2,500 perhaps when it eventually loads. Yes, 2,250. So you can really sort of see the amount of players that we could bring in could be fantastic and really make the squad take a massive jump up in the level that we're playing at right now, and really give us the chance to have a good old crack at the championship, maybe get another promotion out of it if we possibly could. Looking at wide players as well, as you can see, Jordan Graham here, he would be a loan signing. Quite fast, not very high strength, but great dribbling, really good dribbling, as you can see there, and good curve and good crossing, which could be vital for a player playing in that wide position. Obviously would perhaps be rotation with Jenkins, Chikoui out on that right hand side. More centre mids, Francisco Signorelli really does look good to me. I really like the look of him, and he's probably going to be one of my main targets for this particular window. Tim Payne I'm unsure of right now. Decent pace, but his technical stats aren't overly impressive, but again, he is young at 22, so does have the potential to grow. Gedeon Zelalem is a player we could look to bring in on loan. I believe his wages were quite high. I will check loan. Yes, 25,000. So I think actually no, I made a point of putting him in here to say, look, he's very good, but why is he on 25 grand? I can't bring Zelalem in, unfortunately, but that was the reason why I put him in this thing. I believe to actually make a point of not really understanding why his wages are so high, because there are other Premier League players in this list that don't have wages that are anywhere near that high. Then we've got players like Stuart Hesketh, who we could get on loan from Stoke. Decent in the pass, good pace, and decent ball control and dribbling as well. Could be good for that centre mid spot. And then out wide, we're looking at Lucio Regia. He actually could play in the middle, I believe, as well, left mid or centre mid. And actually, for a central midfielder, those stats could be pretty impressive. And I may look to get him in as a utility player. Christian Panillo is a player we looked at last year, but we could look at again to play out wide. And Andres Kerm is another player that I could look to bring in out wide as a rotation, but wouldn't be starting. Definitely wouldn't be starting. I believe have I got a left winger? I don't. So that's just the midfielders, and then strikers. We're looking at a lot as well. Lee Kun-ho is a South Korean we might look to bring in, very fast and decent dribbling and finishing as well, so he could actually be a good partner for Kwesi Appiah and or Tom Elliott. Fabian Casada is another player we're looking at, again quite pacey, decent ball control and dribbling. His finishing isn't as good, but again only 19, so room for growth with him, and his shot power is quite good as well. Vytautas Slivka, perhaps is how you pronounce that. He looks very good indeed, although again, wages would be an issue, £25,000. Really frustrating, because last year I looked at him and his wages were 15 grand. And this year I thought, oh, buzzing, I've got 40k, I can afford to bring him in and some others. But he actually got, for some reason, now wants £10,000 more this year than he did last year. So I really don't think I'll be able to bring him in. Obviously, if we're able to drum up some funds later on in the season through another cup run, then I really will look to bring him in, because he could be a player that could do us well in the Premier League, let alone at a championship level. And then a couple of players we're looking at for loan. Chuba Akpom we had in League 2 and could again do the job for us in the Championship, I believe, because of the pace and strength that he has. James Wilson is a player I'm definitely really interested in. Obviously, he's done very well for us in the Manchester United streams that we've been doing on FIFA 15, and he could be a vital player for us this season if he did come in. And Santiago Bologna is a player at West Brom that I don't know anything about, but his stats do look very good. Finishing of 70 to 80 for an 18-year-old is pretty decent, and good pace as well. So I'm quite intrigued at almost every single player on that list, and almost every single player on that list is better than what we've currently got of the squad. So I could perhaps look to move on players like Harrison Dunk or Tom Champion, Richard Tate, Robbie Simpson, Arche or Ars is going to be moving on as well. Liam Hughes could be replaced. I know obviously these are all Cambridge United players that have been here from the start, and I am reluctant to let them go, but now we're in the Championship, I have a horrible feeling they're just not quite good enough to do the job. Obviously, they were fantastic for League 2 and really very good for League 1 as well, but I'm not sure that the step up to the Championship might be a little bit too much for them. Especially players like Tom Champion, Richard Tate, etc., that are perhaps a little bit lower in rating, and Greg Taylor, 61, Tate, 59, Champion, 61, Robbie Simpson, 61, and now that we've got the money to spend, I am really tempted to really overhaul the entire squad and move on 5 or 6 players and bring in 8 to 10 players, because we could really do with the numbers. If we move on 5 or 6, then obviously we'd still need about 10 to give us a full substitutes bench and 4 or 5 different options in the reserves as well. And a couple of players like Mawat, the youngster, he'll go out on loan this year, so he can be hopefully starting to grow. And we do actually have another young goalkeeper as well, Stuart Atkinson, who I'm bringing up from the youth side. As you can see, currently negotiating contract we previously offered him, and he can go out on loan as well. So hopefully a couple of youngsters can come in, and we'll be able to sign a few of the players that we've got on the shortlist. Contract-wise, a few players have only got 2 years left on their contract, but 2 years is better than 1 year. It means we don't have to negotiate with them right now, and a couple of them actually are players that might look to let go, like Tate and Champion, so it really wouldn't be too much of an issue. So hopefully we could be making a lot of transfers in this window and really properly improving this squad. So fingers crossed you guys are excited about that. Let me know in the comments section down below which of the players we saw in the transfer or on the transfer shortlist that you like the look of, and other players you want me to have a look at in the comment section as well, and I will try and scout them if I possibly can. But you have to bear in mind that my budget really isn't anything special whatsoever, and again, I can't afford to buy anyone. It is only going to be free signings or loans that we can afford. So bear in mind, I can't really afford to spend any more than 7 or 8 grand per player, considering the amount of players we need to bring in to give us good enough rotation, and again, to cover for potential injuries later on in the year. So that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, including the hashtag change career mode video that went up earlier on this afternoon. There were loads of us that put a video like that up, and we're trying to get some sort of movement going to try and get EA to give career mode a little bit of love that it needs, because it's getting a little bit stale these past couple of years. But hopefully you guys are enjoying everything that I've been putting out so far. If you are, drop the video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.